Hello Pisces, thanks so much for tuning in for the July of 2022 Psychic Tarot reading with me, Vickieverlie. You can find me at vickieverlie.com, and don't be fooled by imposters. The cards that we're going to use for this month's reading as the Rock and Roll Prophetess Rock and Roll Tarot deck, as always. Then we're going to pull cards from the Luna Soul deck. And finally, we're going to pull a Animal Totem card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards. If you're a level 2 Patreon supporter, there's going to be some additional cards pulled from the Crow Tarot. So we do have a kind of a big astrology, well, not kind of, a very big astrology event happening, but it's almost at the very end of the month, and it may impact us. I think I'm going to talk about it more next month, and I may even do a separate video. But what it is the North Node and Uranus conjunction. And basically what it's all about is it's wanting us to align with our highest soul's calling. It's wanting us to align with our true soul's path. We're all being called as a collective to align with our true soul's calling. That's basically how I can just say it. But let's go ahead and get our readings going here. Let's see what's happening here. We've got Two of Cups, the Soulmate card. First card out, Queen of Swords crossing. High Priestess, Ace of Swords, Two of Rods, Nine of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Temperance, the Tower, and Nine of Rods. Now with this deck, one of the cool things about it is all this lettering and stuff. So if you see anything that kind of stands out to you, or it looks like it says one thing or another, definitely pay attention to that, because that's the way your spirit guides and angels can give you a personal message through this reading. Well, the Soulmate card was the first card to show up, so that's going to be a very prominent thing. And it does look like, now there's no gender in these readings if you've never seen before. This might not be a man, even though it's representing. None of these cards necessarily will be the gender that they're represented as. Two of Cups. Soulmate reading, and I feel like this is the soulmate over here. So it's a earth energy, a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. Could be because we are going to be having a full moon in the earth sign of Capricorn. We will have that full moon happening on the 13th. So it could be something regarding that full moon on the 13th, or that could be the time frame. And you know, we've got that, and then this is the card of 14. So we've got the 13 energy with the full moon, 13, 14. Could be something popping in right around that time frame. What I like about this, besides the Soulmate card, which is, you know, that soul connection, not necessarily always romantic, but I think for a lot of you it could be. But above it, you also have the Two of Rods. The Two of Rods is, I think, even a better card for relationships than the Two of Cups. The Two of Rods talks about really being on the same page, really being in sync, really being in having, you know, it's beyond the love and romance and all that crazy love feeling. It's down to earth, practical. Do we really get along? Can we really make it for the long run? Do our ambitions and our path, our soul path, do they align? And when you get the Two of Rods, it's a big yes. Blocking the situation, however, is a Queen of Swords, and I do feel like this is somebody's ex. It could be your ex, because again, there's no gender, but there is another person that is blocking this relationship from moving forward, and that there's something that maybe has to be dealt with, and it might have to come to an extreme. It may come to this big extreme head with the Tower and the Nine of Swords and everything, or Nine of Rods. Showing up as Swords energy, showing up as Swords or air energy, so that could be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. Crossing the situation, being in a place where it's hard to, you know, it's an obstacle, okay? But you have bigger helpers on your side. So anything, any manipulation, this feels very much manipulation. Somebody purposely trying to just be a jerk or whatever, you know. But you have the Temperance working for you, and the Temperance is working on bringing these two cups together, bringing these two souls together, and this has much more power and more foresight and more expansive energy than anything that this conniving person could possibly come up with in their little head, okay? Trust in that. You know, you've got this High Priestess energy, and that's about like going within. The High Priestess is also this moon energy, which is the sign of Cancer. Now, we're going to be in the sign of Cancer for the majority of the month until we get over to the 22nd. So this Cancerian energy is there, this moon, this intuitive energy, and Pisces. I mean, you guys, you're probably the most psychic of all the signs. You really are. Nine of Pentacles is here too, so for some of you there could be some big financial thing that's going on. You may be, you know, this could all have to do with money and finance and maybe not a romance, but the majority, I'm going to say it's a romantic thing. It already started in the past. So you already started in the past. This is just a continuation, and it's just a minor setback and an obstacle that you have to overcome. But in the long run, this is something that could really be very positive and favorable. This partnership, whatever level it's on, it depends. You know, it's going to be different for everybody. Maybe it's just a friendship. Maybe it's a business relationship. Maybe it's a love affair. But it's got good bones. It can make it for the long term, you know. Okay. Let's go ahead and get your animal totem card. Oh, this is an animal totem. We're going to do the second part. What am I talking about? So you're a water sign. So you're going to show up as cups. You're going to show up as one of the 3 adult cup court cards. So that's going to be the Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, or King of Cups. Whichever pops out first, that's going to be the card that represents you. And we're going to look at, you know, what surrounds that card. And that's going to give us some more insight into maybe what's surrounding you. Okay, 7 of Cups, Strength, King of Swords, 8 of Rods, Wands, they call it, 5 of Discs or 5 of Pentacles, Page of Discs or Page of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, Page of Cups, the Sun card, 10 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, this Flow card. This came into somebody else's reading. It's about going with the flow and following the river and following the stream. Oh, here you go. No, Queen of Swords. I almost said it was you, but it's not. I messed up the court card in one of the other readings. I hope everybody isn't flipping out about that. But it's still, even if if I say the wrong thing, if I'm reading that as you, it's you. You know, that's how these readings work. It's not, you know, it's psychic. It's fluid. It's going with the flow. It's being fluid. Okay, here you are, Queen of Cups. Okay, so that's you. I'm also going to put a few more cards below so we can just get another row of cards to see, you know, what else is around you, what more lies in front of you. Well, look at that. The very last card that I laid out is the Temperance card again, showing up twice here. You've got that Temperance twice. What is this thing off to the right? Is that like a big snake, or what is that? Yeah, it is a big snake. That's not in the other one, I don't think. I've never noticed a snake in there anywhere. It reminds me of the snake, was it the snake or maybe it was rats? But it reminds me of when the Pied Piper came to town, or who was it? It was St. Patrick that got rid of all the rats or all the snakes or something. It's one of these, there's some fable about that. But this higher energy came in and got rid of all this lower vibrational energy, with the snakes or rats or whatever. So I think that's where you're at, you know. Are you coming out of some stuff here? Yeah, you're coming out of some stuff. You're coming out of the 3 of Swords right next to you. So you're coming out of some heartbreak, some sorrow. But it was a karmic lesson that you did have to learn, and you're moving on now. You do have the 10 of Cups as a high potential up here if you could relax and allow it. You could be building a home with somebody. You're building a new home with your family, and that your family can enjoy. Somebody is definitely coming back from the past and wants to make up with you or make amends. Now, whether you make amends or not, that's going to be different on everyone's situation. Because I feel like there could be somebody new for a lot of you. There's this earth sign energy. It shows up there and it shows up here. Again, the earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. You got the world here. This earth sign is offering you the world. Could be a Taurus, because on this one he really is riding on top of that bull. Money looks very good for you. You do have the 10 of Pentacles here, or you're going to maybe be building some house. Maybe somebody has kicked, you know, you got thrown out. Like, what's this? You know, I'm showing up here and I can't get in my own house. There's the key. You know, some of you may have been treated really badly, like kicked out of the house, or it could even be like a roommate or a family member. It's like, you gotta go. Here's your bags, go. You're like, what? I get a real sense of what? They're kicking me out? What's going on here? But it was for, if anything like that occurred for you, Pisces, it would be for your highest good here. And here you are, just being, you know, the goddess or whatever, you know, male or female, sitting on your throne, happily drinking your goblet there. And what does she have in her hand? Some kind of a, it looks like a black pearl, right? Wasn't there some mythology or something around that black pearl? I'm just looking at it with my magnifying, because even with my glasses I can't see that. Isn't there some kind of black pearl, let me put that in really quick. Or is it something about the black pearl is really, let me look that up real quick there, black pearl. I'm going to back this up. I think that's what it is. Let me just put it in my phone real quick. Black pearl. You're coming up with pearl jam. Well, they're very expensive. Look at this. $500 just for a thing. Oh, Black Pearl is a fictional ship in the Pirates of the Caribbean series. Okay. So, I mean, I think I did see that movie at some point, but maybe that has something, if anybody, you know, can make, it might be a correlation or something for somebody. But I think that there's some other thing about it, like, doesn't the Black Pearl hold magical qualities, or feels like there's something, maybe it's even from that movie. If anybody knows, you know, put it in the comments then. As it feels like there's something really magical and special that you have here. You know, even though you've been through the ringer and been through all this stuff, there's something really magical that you've held on to, like some kind of, you know, like you've held on to it, like it's some almost like a secret, your secret treasure or something. I might put that, secret treasure. That sounds kind of cool, doesn't it? But it feels that way. It feels like it's a secret treasure, and you managed to hold on to it. Even through all the chaos and everything, that was unscathed or untouched. They didn't touch that magical thing that you have. And it might be an actual object, you know, but maybe it's not an object at all. Maybe it's just something within you, you know. Okay, let's get our animal totem for our Pisces friends for the month of July of 2022. Let's see what we come up with here. The skunk. Well, people are going to notice you. Smell me. When the skunk comes up, that's the message. Smell me. Yeah, people, you notice the skunk. I just saw a skunk in broad daylight, like last week or something. I'm going by my neighbor's yard. Because usually they're kind of nocturnal. You don't see them in the day, but it was right out and walking right out on the sidewalk, right in the middle of the street. Not. Well, that's how skunk does. It's like, here I am. You know, all the other animals get out of the way when they see that skunk coming, you know, because nobody wants to mess with them. Asserting yourself, commanding respect, enhanced perception, clairescence, aromatherapy, kundalini rising, attracting a lover. That could be very strong, attracting a lover. That was all over that first spread. Walking your path devoid of obtrusions, yeah. So if somebody really disrespected you or had, you know, was very inconsiderate to you, you know, you still hold that, you still hold that thing that makes you you, or that special quality, or that magical component that's you. You know, they can't take that away from you. It reminds me of, well, this is not really that way, it's not a mind thing, but my grandfather used to say that my grandparents really had a rough time. They were involved in the whole thing with the Bolsheviks, or whatever, the Russian Revolution. And my grandfather was like super smart. He was a high-ranking official in the court of the, what's his name, you know, Nicholas II. You know, and they, you know, he was the aristocrat, you know, highly educated, spoke all these languages, really smart and everything. And then, you know, I guess Nicholas II told him, look, dude, the shit's gonna hit the fan, get out of here. So they fled. They fled with nothing. Somehow they fled with practically nothing, and he lived the rest of his life like impoverished and everything. And he always told my grandmother, this is her father, and all the kids, my mom and all the kids, he says, no matter what, they can take everything away from you, but they can't take what's up here. And he would point to his head, like in your mind, like they can't you know, he was a big advocate of knowledge and learning and reading, and, you know, so because he lost he was a, you know, he lost everything, and they lived in poverty. Well, because they got here and the house burned down, and he had all these kids, and there was no social services. He actually had to put the kids in an orphanage. That's how they did it back in those days, so that he could go work. I mean, it was this whole saga. But he always said that, and that's what this reminds me of. But I don't think it's in your head. I think it's more in your heart, or something that just, you know, they can take everything. They can knock you out of your own house, you know, and take everything from you, but they can't take that special thing that's in there. And it's interesting, that's the black pearl, and here's this black skunk too. So black is the color of the void, you know. That's the void, the unknown. And Pisces, that's, I mean, that's you. You're in the void. You're totally in the void. All right, so that's our reading. We're going to do the Patreon will come up next, but real quick, I am not offering, normally I would talk about the special readings that I offer at the end of the reading, and since I'm not offering any special readings this month, but I did want to show you this painting that I recently, I went through, and you can take a look at all the steps along the way. I just finished this painting. It's really large, and these paintings that I've been doing, they will be a part of a divination deck eventually. But I just wanted to show it because it is available as a fine art print through Fine Art America, and I use Fine Art America for a reason, because they know what they're doing. You know, they do archival inks, archival paper, color. You know, they do. That's what they do. They do prints of fine art, and it truly is a fine art print. It's not just something I ran off my computer, or I went to the local Kinko's and got made. You know. I chose that company because they actually do great. You know, they do a very good job. And the prints are available on different things. So I haven't talked about the art in a while, so I thought I'd bring that up. Besides that, if you don't want a fine art print necessarily, I do have like the other art that's available on the journals, and that really cheap and affordable. You can find those links too through Amazon. And I did want to address one more thing, because lately I've been getting a lot of inquiries about, because I do the soul readings. Okay, I've been doing soul readings for years, and then when I do that, I tune into I look at your chart, but I'm just tuning in with the chart, and I get visions. I get, you know, get downloads, visions, and they show me your past lives as it pertains to what you're working on in this incarnation. But lately I've been getting a lot of inquiries asking if I do galactic soul stuff. And it's twofold. Number one, sometimes it will show up. Sometimes I will see you living on another planet or something. That has happened, but it's not that common, but it does happen occasionally. I can't force it to happen. The guides are going to show me what the guides are going to show me. And chances are, yeah, you probably did live on another planet, but right now you're a human in Earth plane, so we're looking at that. They're looking at the human experience, which is different than a lot of the galactic experience, because humans, you know, we have emotions, we have duality, a lot of things are different. And then secondly, I think what they're talking about, what I found out what they're talking about is, you can look at the chart and see what the fixed stars hit your planets. And through that, you can say, okay, this fixed star is in this constellation, so you, like, say Andromeda, you lived in Andromeda, you know. And can I do that? Yeah, absolutely, I can do that for you. It takes a couple minutes, you know, it's just a few minutes. It's not a psychic thing at all. It's just a formula you go through and say, okay, this is this, this is this. It's, you know, it's calculations, basically. It's not psychic. So I could do that. If you want that done, you can contact me. I can do that at the beginning of your soul reading before I get into the deep dive of the psychic part of it. Or secondly, you know, if you're just ordering a regular reading and you want me to just do that for you, I absolutely can do that for you. Okay, so that's two things that I wanted to talk about, because I've been getting there's a lot of interest in it, and yes, I can totally do it. So if you want me to do it, let me know. But I also want you to know that that's not a psychic reading. That's just looking at points and fixed stars. That's not a psychic reading. Okay, so now we're going to do the Patreon. That's up next. I want to invite you all to please subscribe. I'm trying to get that 100,000. I want to really push to get that 100,000 subscribers. I've been stuck in for a while, and I am the original tarot reader on YouTube. I did start this whole thing. It's, you know, it's snowballed into something way bigger than me, obviously, by now, and it's an idea that's time has come, you know. So somebody would have thought of it if I hadn't, but I did think of it. So I would really like to get that plaque and get that 100,000. So if you can hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Doesn't cost you a dime, okay? All right, I'm going to move on to the Patreon reading next. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great month, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.